run a short demo and explain what we are going to deliver today. So this will be our code. Let's jump directly to the result. So this is our folder, our working folder, and this is our test video. As you can see, a race of a motorcycle, and basically we are going to extract the frames and do a simple object detection, and here is the result. But more important, we are going to extract the object. So the result, the final result will be this folder. Let's open this folder, and this folder contain all the extracted objects in the original size. So basically it's a very small size. So each one of these images is an extraction of an object from the full video. You can see thousands of images that each one of those was extracted from the video. This will be our code. As always, I will leave a link in the video description for the code, and if you would like to get the same result, please send me an email and I will send you a link for downloading the test video so you can gain the same results. Let's start with the installation part, a very short part. I already create the Conda environment and all the relevant Python libraries were installed. So let's do a quick cover. First of all, let's create a new Conda environment. I name it YOLOv11 -312. So basically it will give us the ability to run YOLO, the 11 version, within the Python 3.12. After that, you should activate your Conda environment. Of course, all this should be run in the Anaconda prompt. Then you should install a PyTorch. I decided to install PyTorch 2.9.1, and it's really important, first of all, to look what is your CUDA version. So if you run this command nvcc ---- version, you will find out what is your CUDA version. So in the PyTorch website, you can find the specific command, installation command for each CUDA version. Mine is 12.8, so this is the command. If you go to the PyTorch website, you can find it under the link named previous version. There is also a command installation for a non-GPU card, for CPU only, and you can install it as well. And after that, you should install the Ultralytics package. And this is the last version for now, 8.4.21. So pip install Ultralytics with this specific version. If you install these specific versions for 3.12 and PyTorch 2.9.1 and Ultralytics 8.4.21, all these are combined, works together very well. And after that, you should click Ctrl Shift and P and choose Select Interpreter and look for the environment you just created. Here it is, Python 3.12.9 YOLO 12. This is the one, so we have to choose it, and now this is our current version for Python coding. So let's start with the coding part. First of all, we need the source video file. We'll use this motorcycle as our source file. You can send me an email and I will send you a link for downloading this video file so you can get the same result. First of all, let's create a new and fresh Python file. Let's name it Crop-Object. First, we need to import OS for file handling and OpenCV for our image processing. Now let's bring the YOLO model from the Ultralytics library along with some helpful plotting utilities for our annotations. Next, we will initialize our model using the nano version of YOLOv8. I replaced it here later to YOLOv11. So this is the text inside the YOLO object. Since we are targeting motorcycle, we set our class ID to 3, which correspond to motorcycle in the COCO dataset. After that, let's load our source video. We will use the OpenCV video capture and pointing to our motocross MP4 file. Now it's a good practice to add an assertion here to ensure the video file actually loaded correctly before we start processing. Now we need the original video dimension, the properties. We will extract the width, the height, and the files and the frames per second, so our output video match the source perfectly. And next we will define a directory where our cropped images will be saved. Please notice we will generate a file for the final video version, and also here we are generating a new folder where all the objects, cropped object, will be stored. I'll rename it motocross underscore crop. And if this folder is not exist, automatically we will create it for us. Now we set up our video writer. We are using the MP4V codec to save our processed detection video as an AVI file. Let's store it in the same location as our source video file. Let's put the same dimensions, the one that we extract earlier, like the width, the height, and the frame per second. Next, now we will initialize an index counter to give each cropped image a unique file name. Let's start our main loop. We'll process the video frame by frame as long as the file is open. We read the next frame, and success tells us if there is a frame to process, and IM0 is the image itself. If the frame is empty, it means we've reached the end of the video, so we will break the loop. Let's also add a print statement. And here is the magic. This is the next Python command. We run the model prediction on the current frame and filtering only our motocross class ID. So we are sending our current image, current frame, the class names, the list of class names, and inside the class ID for motorcycle. Next we will extract the bounding box coordinate and the class indices for detection results. And let's convert it to a list, it will be more manageable. Great. Now let's initialize our annotator, which help us to draw the looking boxes around our detected objects. And if we found any objects, we'll iterate through each box and class pair. So now we are creating a loop for each of those pair of a box and its class. And we double check that the detected class matches our target motocross ID. If yes, we will increment our counter for every valid detection, and we will draw the label and box onto the frame using the colors assigned by the model. The next line is very important. This line performs the actual cropping by slicing the image array using our box coordinate. So this crop object will be basically a very tiny, small image of each detected object in each frame from our video. Finally, we save that specific crop as a PNG file into our directory. You can see that here we are using our numerator as part of the file name. And next, it will be more common practice. We will display the live processing in a window so we can see the detection happening in real time. And we will write the annotated frame into our output video file. And if we would like to stop the script early, we press the Q key on the keyboard, and once processing is done, we will release the video capture and the writer to free up the system resources. So let's see the result. So let's run the code, the Python code. I can see I have a syntax error here. It's inside the for loop. Okay, here it is. I forgot to add here a zip. So that's it. Now let's run it again. So first of all, here we can see the original video. Also, you can see the detection of the motorcycle. So basically, this is a standard object detection. But more important, you can see here on the left that it is generating the motocross output API, and moreover it generates another folder filled with images. So let's look at this folder and let's open this one. You can see that all the objects are cropped from the video. Here are all the motorcycle images. Each one of those images is one object extracted from the frame. So this is basically our final result. All the images from the video are cropped and can be used later on in any other of use cases. So that's conclude our tutorial. You're most welcome to subscribe my channel.